What's going on, everybody? It's Carmine from Barmine Tech, and today we're going to be continuing on with the beginner's guide to Proxmox. Today we're going to be working on setting up your first Windows VM. So today we're going to be working with Windows 11. We're going to go through the process of creating a Windows 11 VM and installing the needed drivers as well to go with it, so you can get your Windows VM working properly as it should. So let's get right into the setup. The first thing that we need to do is actually get a Windows 11 ISO. So the current version is going to be 24H2. You can see up here. We're not going to do it in Windows 10 because Windows 10 is becoming end of support, end of life come October. So you only have about 5 more months with it. So we're just going to work straight with Windows 11 today. If we scroll down, you can see over here we have a download ISO image. That's what we're going to need. So over here, I'm just going to select the ISO image, and then we're going to click download now. Now we're going to just choose the language we want our product in. So I want it in English. So I'm going to confirm that. And we should get a download for an ISO shortly. So over here you can see here's the download. I'm going to copy this link. We're going to go back over to our Proxmox server. I'm going to click on the drive where my ISO images are. I'm going to click ISOs. We're going to click download from URL again. I'm going to paste that in, and hopefully it will work, and it looks like it will. So I'm just going to click download. And I'm going to let this download in the meantime. Another thing that we're going to need for the Windows VM to work fully is the VirtIO drivers. So this is something that's provided by Proxmox, and pretty much all this does is it helps with the virtualization of the needed drivers to make stuff like Windows be able to see the actual disk size, if you're going to use audio, network drivers, stuff like that. There's going to be another item that we're going to need to add in. So we're going to grab these as soon as this is done. So now you can see we have a task OK. So we do have our ISO image. It's right over here. Now we're going to download the VirtIO drivers. I'm going to come back over to the page, and we're just going to scroll down until we can find the download. And over here, here's the the wizard. So let's click the link. It's going to bring us over to their download page, and we're going to download the most recent one. So it looks like the most recent ISO came out in April. So I'm just going to, again, I'm going to right click, copy. I'm going to paste that link in, and then we're going to download it again. Then I'm going to let this download, and we'll be back when this is all done again. And you can see that now it's in task OK again, so we're all good. So we do have our ISO for Windows 11. We have our VirtIO drivers. We should be all set to start making up the Windows 11 VM now. Now, one thing to keep in mind when we're working with Windows 11 is going to be the system requirements, because they are very different than Windows 10. We are going to need at least 2 cores of processor, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs or larger of storage. I'm going to say you're going to need much larger. I'm going to say you're going to need at least 75 to 100. The base image of Windows 11 is going to use at least 60 gigs. So if you give it a 60 gig hard drive, you're going to be playing a very dangerous game if you're going to have enough hard drive space going forward. The next one that's really important is we're going to need a TPM. I'm going to show you how to set this up in Proxmox. The TPM is a requirement for, it's a trusted platform module. It's a chip on the motherboards that come on physical hardware, and it's like a security device. Windows is adding into their software now to ensure that you have this, so it can verify. It does some additional checks for the OS. So I'm going to show you how we can virtualize this in Proxmox as well. Other than that, that's all we really need. So now we get to start setting up the Windows 11 VM. Again, I'm over here in Big Lab. I'm going to come up to the top right corner. I'm going to click Create VM. It's going to automatically give me a VM ID, which is fine. I'm going to just name it. I'm going to call it Win11. We're going to click Next. For our storage for our OS, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to select Windows 11. So we selected the ISO, and now over here for the guest OS, we actually need to change this to Windows. So I'm going to come down, drop down. It's going to be Microsoft Windows. And now over here you can see there's a version. So if we drop down, there's some different version numbers based off what version of Windows you're using. If you're using 11, Server 22, or 2025, you're going to select this top one. Now over here it gives us an option to check off the additional drive for VirtIO drivers. We're going to do that. Again, we're going to have that drop down of our storage where our ISOs are, and I can select my VirtIO drivers. This is going to make it that during the process, it'll start to use the VirtIO drivers. We'll be able to see our storage, and then we can set up our OS. We can actually do the OS setup portion. I'm going to click Next. Under System, we're pretty much going to be all set. For machine, you could change it over to Q35, and then over here, we're actually going to need to add a TPM. For TPM storage, we could just make it whatever drive you want, and version 2 should be fine. Over here, Windows 11 requirements does say it wants UEFI, so we can come over here and we can change it to UEFI. and then again we'll just give it some storage. This will be most of the different changes we're gonna have to make to this VM. Other than that, this should be all good. So we're gonna click next. Over here is where we're going to get into our storage. Like I said, it needs at least 65 gigs. I'm going to give it 100 just to make it easier so I don't run out of space right away. Other than that, I'm going to leave all this default. I'm going to click next. For cores, I'm going to give it 4 just because this is my test machine. If you want to make it different, you can give it 2, 4, 6, whatever you want to give it. And then over here is going to be the type of CPU. You're good if it defaults to the x86-64 V2 AES. This CPU is actually one that I run on my Windows 11 VM that I have on my other server. Works really well. Other than that, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's host, and if you have a chip like an Intel chip, it should work really well too. But just if you leave it default with this x86 one, you should be good as well. I'm going to click next again. Memory is going to be how much RAM you want to give it. So remember, memory is in increments of 1024. So right now over here, it's going to give me 4 gigs of memory. I'm good with that, so I'm going to leave that. We're going to click next. I don't need to change anything with the networking. And then we have the summary, and it looks all good, so I'm going to click finish. Now it's going to build out our VM, and in a minute we'll be able to start it up and start doing our Windows 11 install. Now you can see it's all set. And again, if I come over to hardware, we can go through, and we have our TPM, we have our ISO for Windows 11, we have our VirtIO drivers. Everything looks good, so I'm going to turn it on. And then over here in the taskbar, you can see that it's starting. And then I'm going to open up a console. I'm just going to press a key, and now it should put me into the boot manager. So I'm just going to use my arrow keys, and I'm going to select the boot manager. And now it's asking me for a DVD-ROM. So I'm just going to narrow down which one the ISO is really quick. So I'm just going to minimize this. So our ISO is actually on drive 2. So let's pop this back up. I'm going to assume it's going to be this top one. So I'm just going to click enter, and now we should boot into our Windows install. There we go. And I click the key, and now you can see we're getting the Proxmox logo, so we should be booting into our Windows install. You might not get that screen. It might just bring you straight to your Windows 11 install, and that's fine as well. So now we're just going to go through the standard Windows 11 setup. I'm going to click next. I'm good with my keyboard layout. So over here, we're just going to say for install Windows 11, I do, and I agree. It's going to delete everything on the drive. That's fine. We're going to click next. I don't have a product key right now. We're doing this as a test or evaluation copy. So I'm just going to click I don't have a product key right now, which is fine. I'm going to use Windows 11 Pro. You can use whichever version you want. Just keep in mind that if you use something other than Pro, it's not going to have RDP access. So that's why I use Windows 11 Pro. I'm going to click next, and now it's going to start doing the setup. So I'm just going to click accept. This is just a EULA. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to click load driver. We're going to get a EULA. I'm going to click accept. So now we can install the drivers we need. So again, we're going to be using those VirtIO drivers from before. So up here at the top, there's the AMD 64, and we can just come over here and select Windows 11. So it's going to be the W11 folder. And now we can click on it, and we can click install. And now it should be able to pull our drive, and now you can see over here it sees that virtual disk that it didn't before. So it's all unallocated. We are all good. So I'm just going to click next. Now it's saying that it's going to get ready for the install. We're pretty much all set, so I'm just going to click install and get going. Now this might take a little bit depending on your machine, so we're going to give this a few minutes and we'll be right back. After a few minutes, the install will go through. If you caught it really quick, it says it's going to restart. That's fine. Now it's going to restart, and we're going to pick back up into the rest of the installer and the Windows 11 setup. You can see that the install is really not done. It's still working after it reboots, so just give it some time. We'll be able to pick it back up in a few minutes. And throughout this process, the virtual machine may reboot a couple times and continue the install, so don't be surprised if it just starts rebooting or it turns off or whatever. It's just how the Windows 11 install is, and you can see we're continuing on, and we're just about ready to actually start doing the setup for our account. And you can see it rebooted again, and it's actually starting to do the Windows 11 setup now. Now, one thing we need to do is tell Windows that we don't want to use a Microsoft account or an internet connection to start this all up. So we have to just enter a couple commands to bypass it because we are just doing some testing. So I don't want to have to sign into a Microsoft account. So over here is what we're going to need to do. So after we get to this point, we're going to press Shift and F10. It's going to open up a command prompt. And then we're going to type in this command. What this is going to do is tell Windows 11 setup that we don't want to use internet or we don't have internet. And it won't have us to try to sign into our Windows 11 account. So I'm just going to do Shift F10. You can see it opened up the command line. make sure you click in it. So now you can start typing. So it's going to be ubi/bypass NRO. It's going to reboot your machine, which is fine, and it's going to tell you that you don't have internet, so now you won't need to sign in with a Microsoft account or connect to the internet to actually set up Windows 11. It's going to reboot again, and then we'll be able to actually go into that setup now. So I'm going to click yes, because I'm in the United States. Again, I'm going with my keyboard layout. I don't need a second keyboard. And then now over here you can see I can say I don't have internet. If you don't do that bypass NRO, that command we just ran, it's not going to give you this option. So I'm just going to click I don't have internet, which you're not going to have internet anyway because the drivers aren't all set up. So we're just going to say who's using this computer. So it's going to be barmine. I'll click next. So you over here, you give it a password or not, you should be able to just click enter and we'll bypass having a password. You could always add one later on. If you're going to use RDP or anything like that, you're going to need to set a password later on, but that's okay. You can always do it, at a later part. Over here, we could just say what kind of stats you want to send back to Microsoft. I like to turn all these off. You could have it however you want. I just don't need all this stuff pumping out of my computer back. I'm going to click accept. And now it's just going to finish up the rest of the install and the Windows 11 setup, and we should be able to boot into Windows 11 shortly. You can see it's just going to give us a couple more screens, and when we get into our actual Windows 11, we'll be right back. Now you can see we're in our Windows 11 VM. Everything is pretty much working, but we don't have network yet, which is fine. We're going to go into Device Manager, and we're going to get the rest of the drivers that we need from the VirtIO packages. So I'm going to right click on the Windows logo. That's going to open up Device Manager. And now after this loads, we'll be able to pick up our drivers. So you can see over here, there's network adapters, and then we have our Ethernet controller over here that has an error. We're going to right click on that. I'm going to update driver, and then I'm going to browse manually. I'm going to click browse, and then I'm going to come over to the VirtIO drivers again. We're going to go down to NetKVM, and then we're going to find the W11 folder again. I'm going to open that up, and again I'm going to click on AMD 64. This is regardless of if you have an AMD or an Intel chip. This is if you're using an x86 architecture. If you're going to use an ARM chip, then you would select ARM, but you're always going to pretty much select AMD 64. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click next, and now you can see it's installing the drivers. It found it. We have the Red Hat VirtIO Ethernet adapter we need. I could close this. And now you can see over here, I have network access. So if I come over to Edge, so if I come over to barminetech.com, I should be able to get over to the site. And you can see here's the merch store. So we are able to get out to the internet now. So we can close this out. Now we do have our Windows 11 set up. We did download the most recent version of Windows, but however, we're probably still missing updates. So we're going to come over to settings. We're going to come down to Windows Update. And we're going to check for updates and make sure that everything's up to date. This is also going to pull the remaining drivers that we need. So anything that we didn't add already, any of the security updates, any of the cumulatives, anything that's missing out, we'll be able to download right now. Other than that, you pretty much have a fully functioning Windows 11 VM all ready to start working with. One thing that you might want to still do is enable remote desktop, so you can actually RDP over to this machine. So you can see I just started typing in remote desktop. We're going to come over to remote desktop settings. And we're just going to turn this on. It's going to come up with a warning telling it about enabling it. Now you can either RDP from the local network using this host name or the IP address. Open up a command prompt and I do an IP config. We can come over here and we see the IP address is .183, so I'd be able to RDP using that IP address. Other than that, we just let the Windows updates finish so everything's up to date and fully operational, and we're all set. We have a Windows 11 VM. So that's how we set up a Windows 11 VM in Proxmox. If you want to use Windows 10 or another version of Windows, it's probably going to be pretty similar. Like I said, Windows 10 is going to be EOL come October. That's why we worked with Windows 11 today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did and you want to support the channel, you could subscribe and drop a like on this video. I'll have all the gear in my home lab down below if you ever want to check any of it out. I'll have a link to the Discord server if you want to join up. As always, I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And as my buddy Don would say, hack till it hurts.